Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. It's Ryan here with DP Marketing.Services, making my morning cup of coffee. So thanks for tuning in. Coming at you with a video that's a little bit different than normal. Wanted to talk about why we use Nearby Now. So if you're not familiar with Nearby Now is a tool that we use for reviews, like helping guys get reviews in the field. There's a lot of tools out there, right? I won't mention them by name. They're all kind of the same thing for the most part. You text a customer, link to leave a review, whatever. But I wanted to walk through why we, on an annual basis, we review all the new products coming out, all the new services, and there's a lot. And we kind of just evaluate them to get an idea of their technical performance and their value that they provide to businesses. And so we wanted to show you, like, year after year, we always kind of come back to Nearby Now. It's not the cheapest tool, but I just wanted to, on this video, walk about why we feel like it's the best tool for our goals for the companies we serve. This is one of our client sites. And if you go down here, you'll see, like, all right, so here's Google reviews, and then kind of keep on down. You'll see this section here that has this, right? There's a heat map. It shows recency of these kind of check-ins, and it shows these stars. So this is Nearby Now. What this is literally doing is, if you're unfamiliar, when a tech pulls up to a job at a customer's house, they do what's called a check-in. And when they do a check-in, they type in the details of the job that they're doing, and then it geo-tags and GPS tags like the location that they're at. So the geo-tagging comes up like with all these little heat maps, so customers can get an idea of where they are. But also it embeds it over here on the right? So all these like tasks are popped up as these techs are actually doing the job. They're actually saying what they're doing and where they are. This is written in what's called a server-side script. That means that we can see it, but Google can also see it. This code is being generated from a server, and then it's getting embedded on their website in real time. So this is happening in every town that they service, right? And you can see all these little towns, they pop up. So in this particular case, if they were in Yellow Spring and they did a job, this check-in would go to the Yellow Spring page of the website. So the activity and the reviews get like broken out into local cities, again, that Google can see. That's the key point. So that, like, in this like particular scenario, if somebody in Yellow Spring was looking for someone who's a plumber, Google would see this business recently in the area and probably make it an easier website to find. So that's kind of part one, right? Part two is it does a couple things. It does text a customer link to leave a review. We do want those reviews to go to Google, but obviously not everyone has a Google account or wants to use Google or whatever. So we do also have these, we call these Nearby Now reviews. These are actually, while not the same as a Google My Business, right? So there's no comparison there. These are marked up with schema language that Google, again, can crawl. So a lot of the tools that we see for getting reviews plugged into your website are what's called a client-side script, which means that we can see it as people. Google, as a robot, struggles to see client-side language. So basically, these reviews here are written in a way that Google can see, and it sees the schema markup, and it's always updated in real time. The other kind of fun part, which is a little bit nerdy, is it creates these like mini sites. So this is the mini site for this particular business, which shows name, address, phone number, website, right? Basic SEO principles, logo. It gives you this real-time service area, and then aggregates all the check-ins, all the cities they do. Now, for an SEO company, this is interesting because each one of these things becomes a backlink. So if you notice, here's a backlink to this particular website. And if I click on this particular review, for instance, I've got another backlink. So every check-in, every review, every time Nearby Now is used, it creates a backlink for our company's websites. And if you know anything about backlinks, you know that they're important for helping websites rank. Now, there is kind of a downside to using a tool like Nearby Now because it's a server-side script, right? Server-side scripts are going to be inherently slow. They're going to be inherently heavy. There's a reason that a lot of the client-side scripts are popular, right? It doesn't have a huge impact on the site load speed. So there is a trade-off with weight and with site speed. We've done A/B testing and all sorts of tools and scenarios. And what we find time and time again is the SEO impact for helping a website rank with Nearby Now is worth the trade-off of the technical weight of having the tool installed. So part of the reason we have it further down the webpage instead of at the very, very top is so that this tool has time to load before the customer gets there, right? So if it was at the very, very top, it would be not a good idea. But putting it further down, Google still gets the stuff that they need to see, but by the time a customer scrolls down, it's already loaded. So yes, there absolutely is a technical speed cost to having Nearby Now. However, the SEO benefit, so having these GPS marked up language, to having these reviews marked up, to having this local mini site with all these backlinks coming from your actual service area, the benefit of having these things work together is greater than, in our experience, greater than the impact of having the weight of performance. And to be fair, we've tested this with a JavaScript with a client-side version of Nearby Now versus a server-side version. We've tested it with doing different review generating tools. Again, won't say them by name, but you know all of them are out there. There's no tool that I'm aware of that does what Nearby Now does the way it does it with the SEO impact it does. I said there are a couple companies who are trying to rip off exactly what Nearby Now is. Again, won't mention them by name. We've also looked at those, and they are incredibly inferior. I'll just leave it there. They kind of suck. So there are a couple knockoffs of Nearby Now, but Nearby Now is the only product that does what it does as good as it does. And I gotta be honest, I'm not paid to say anything by it, right? Like, we have no relationship with Nearby Now other than we've tested it and proven that it's a tool that helps our websites rank. So that's it. That's the end of our experience. But I would love to know your thoughts. Do you use Nearby Now? Pros, cons? If you do some sort of like field management software, like if you do House Call Pro or Service Titan, I'm curious. By the way, Nearby Now does integrate directly into Service Titan and Field Edge. Not House Call Pro yet, although I'm told that that's in the works. But yeah, I would love to know, love your thoughts in general, love the thoughts on the mini site, love the thoughts on just whatever happens on the website, and just whatever you want to talk about. So leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and we'll see you next time. See ya.